Okay, all right. Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another session that I decided to record for you guys because many of you started school and then you were asking for some answering techniques, So I thought I'll do something a little bit this time compared to kali sebelum ini, that is the first topic of Form 5. Okay, now, so let me, please allow me to share screen. Okay, so guys, I came up with this thing called uh, biology essay solving technique session, which is called BEST. This BEST session, let me just make it full screen. So I came up with this BEST session. BEST session stands for biology essay solving technique. Okay, because why? You see, when it comes to paper one, okay, paper one, paper two, and then paper three. Okay, paper three is to do with amali, kerja amali. Maksudnya eksperimen kena dijalankan di sekolah. So therefore, that one is sort of out of our hands. But definitely paper two, we can help you out a lot. We can definitely help you out a lot. Okay, I can help you out a lot. So paper two, as you are aware, so for KSSM, there are actually two parts, which include, which include structure, two main parts, which include structure and then essay. And essay here, just to make it brief, just to make it very brief, section B, okay, let's say any section A, bagian A. So section B is a two choose one. Normally theoretical, means something to do with facts, processes, theories, and principles, while the application would fall more on, lebih kepada, would fall more on the next question, which is one essay only. So are you saying that cannot choose? Yeah, cannot choose. This is compulsory. This is compulsory. And normally this is an application question. Okay, so soalan aplikasi. Now I've been to a few meetings before. The reason that this format came out is because the earlier format, right, four essays, again, an old format, four essays, they allow students to choose two, is because, I mean, the students would end up choosing, pelajar akan pilih soalan yang berkaitan dengan sesuatu yang mereka pernah hafal. They won't attempt any question which is a little bit more challenging. So because of that, KPM decided to switch up the knot a little bit to make it a little bit tougher, di mana kamu tak ada pilihan bagi essay kedua. Okay, so guys, so this BEST session will normally be focusing on essay solving, essay solving. So pada hari ini kita akan tengok essay mengenai kita haid, menstrual cycle. Okay, menstrual cycle. My dogs. Okay, now, so you have to first get it very clear. A lot of students, okay, let me just do this. Now, a lot of students, well, actually, yeah, a lot of students tend to confuse menstrual cycle with menstruation. Okay, menstrual cycle with menstruation. Menstrual cycle kita sebut kita haid, whereas menstruation ialah haid. There was once I asked a student, in fact sometimes this is my favorite question when it comes to reproduction. So saya tanya pelajar tersebut, I purposely ask boy lah, because this is a girl thing, correct? So I'll ask the boys. I asked a particular boy, how long is the menstruation of a female, So all girls were waiting anxiously for the answer. Lepas tu dia jawab, 28 hari. Guys, I think the girls nearly pingsan. Trust me, I think the girls nearly fainted. To put it in layman term, menstruation is actually period. Okay, period. So when the girls think of 28 days period, I think they faint lah, guys. They really faint. Okay. But you can't blame the boys lah, you know. Okay, now, so the thing is this, the 28 days that they are referring to sebenarnya merujuk kepada kita haid. Dan haid 7, okay, this is a bit sensitive, so generally 5 to 7 days, but I'll just write here 7 days lah. Generally 5 to 7 days. But again, if you are my existing student, I told you so many cases, you know, special cases. I know people who whereby they have their period or menstruation once in 2 months. Their cycle is 2 months. Yeah, you'll be surprised. And a lot of examples which I actually gave during the class. Okay, so ini height, I always tell my students, you take it as this is the subset, this is the set. Okay, so with that you can see a very clear picture whereby the 7 days termasuk dalam 28 hari. So basically the 28 days. The 28 days of the menstrual cycle is inclusive of the 7 days of menstruation. Okay, termasuk, sudah termasuk dalam. Okay, so guys, this is just a very quick review so that you have a very good idea about these two words. Okay, now let's hop into the essay. Oh yeah, before I hop into the essay, you know, after the previous video, I think about 15 to 20 students like kept asking when is my live class, they want to join. If you are really keen guys, if you are really keen, this is the session that I'm having for this year. This is the session that I'm having for this year. You can contact my staff. I don't handle students because most of the time I'm busy teaching, right? You know, most of the time I'm busy teaching, but because I have a bit more spare time, I can do a little bit more YouTube videos. So if in any case you are really keen, you want to learn a lot more, you can always find my staff. All right, her name is Joey. All right. Okay, now, okay guys, today's session is to focus more on answering essay, teknik menjawab essay, bukan belajar benda baru semua itu bukan. So if you are here thinking that, oh sir, I'm here to actually learn how the menstrual cycle works, no, this is not that type of learning video. Okay, this is to teach you how to answer. Okay, so mari kita mula. Guys, we are looking at Johor paper 2 2020, year 2020. Ini kertas percubaan ya. So this is from question 8B. A girl will undergo menstruation. You see, they also include this word when it involves menstrual cycle. Dan mereka akan tunjukkan graf yang biasanya terdapat dalam kesemua kertas percubaan yang nak tanya kita haid. Those that want to ask the menstrual cycle confirm is this type of graph one, guys. They'll give a few layers. And if you're not used to it, kalau kali pertama tengok, you feel takut, you know. You feel takut, you know. Okay, so my duty is to simplify the whole thing. I digest, make it simple for you. Okay, all right, now. So berdasarkan graf rajah 8B, terangkan hubung kait. Explain relationship between. Okay, normally here is where I ask the students to highlight hormone. Okay, and then changes with ovary and the wall. Okay, perubahan ovary dan juga dinding endometrium. Okay, dinding endometrium. Actually, endometrium is the wall lady. You need not write endometrium wall. Okay, so let's start. So how are we going to solve this question? Step 1. Langkah pertama, always take note of the marks. If you see the question terus angkat pen tulis, itu cara yang salah sebab kita kena sentiasa prihatinkan markah dulu. If you do not know, you see, let me share one tip with you guys. When you buy exercise book, when you attempt questions, Make sure not only the question is there. I've seen exercise books. They never give the marks. They never give the marks. Kalau the buku tak ada markah yang diperuntukkan, I won't buy, I won't attend. Because I know the question no standard. Why the question no standard? They never limit the scope. Scope tak jelas, bagaimana nak buat? Even as a teacher, I'm telling you that. So you as students, you have to be more careful when it comes to this aspect. So 10 marks. 10 marks, can I give more than 10 points? Yes, you are strongly encouraged to give more than 10 points, of course. Okay, so if you are really good at it, all right? So 10 marks, we try to come up with a point. Now, second thing, lepas kamu tengok markah tersebut, langkah kedua, this is very important. Nowadays, they use this to catch SPM students. So use another color highlighter, or if you have the question, if you have the question, so you can highlight this base. Oops, same color, guys. Okay, so based on the graph, berdasarkan graph ini tahu. Okay, I always tell my students, if they give you graph, don't think they got nothing to do, too much paper or too much space, they just put in for fun, Why they put in? Because you have to learn how to use the graph. Use the graph. Okay? So with that, with these 2 points, let us see how to tackle this question. Okay, let's start. Again, I'm sharing the method. I'm sharing the method which contain the answers. I'm not going to bore you with the full sentence, ayat penuh. No, that one, if you want, you go and you get books from Popular, guys. Okay, or you can download from internet. Okay, so the method is this. You have to understand the flow. The flow is very important. Flow means sequence. Sequence means urutan. Okay. One of the questions that I occasionally get is, Sir, adakah urutan jawapan saya penting dalam SPM, essay, SPM? The answer is depends. Depends. Okay. Is the flow important, guys? Answer, depends. Okay. If I tell you yes, if I tell you no, that's not the right answer. Okay, so it depends. Why it depends? Depends whether it is a process or not. Kalau process, of course, makes sense, guys. It makes sense, what? I just bring up one example. Contohnya, Form 4, Chapter 4. Production extra cellular enzyme. Okay, penghasilan enzim luar sel. You have to first form the protein, then only can ubah suai. Okay, modify, become enzyme, then only can send to the plasma membrane. Okay, the vesicle, the secretion vesicle the secretory vesicle, vesicle rembesan will fuse to release out. This one of course important lah. Urutan, for example, I'm giving a simplified one, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. You cannot say, oh, sir, the enzyme move out. Tiba-tiba the modification occur. Yeah. So process is important. Kalau tidak, contohnya example, the function of let's say a very simple one, the function of nucleus, guys. Fungsi nukleus, kalau kamu tulis mengandungi bahan genetik, contain genetic information, then only you write control all cell activities. No problem, what? What's the problem? There's no sequencing here, what? So the answer is the flow important? Depends whether process or not process. Okay, so are we doing a process now? Yes. If you say no, I don't think you're a bio student. Maybe you business student. Hey, don't angry a business student. Okay, now, okay, so the sequence is important. The very first thing is, again, like I said, if you are here, I assume you know menstrual cycle quite okay lah. Not to say super good. If you are super good, you might not be here also. Okay, if you are here, tentulah Anda faham sedikit-dikit lah tentang kita haid. So first thing you have to understand this one. What's this? This is menstruation. Okay, ini haid. Alright. Okay, so how do we start? Now, for me, I would use a ruler. Okay, that's my ruler. Yes, I think someone stole my ruler. That's my ruler. This one. Okay. I'm going to draw my screen. Okay, so I'm going to use a ruler. Tengok. Yes, I'm going to draw here. Wow. Okay, well, not bad. It's around D4 lah, by the way. Okay. Identify the few crucial points. Identify the few crucial points. 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, so I have a few parts here. Part 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this 1, 2, 3, 4 is just to guide you. Please don't write it here and then you say during 1. Salah terus. Cannot, wrong. It's wrong. Okay, so guys, so how do we write it? You can say during. Okay, look at the x-axis. During day 1 to 4. Okay, I'm going to keep it short. So, dari hari pertama sampai hari keempat, what is the most important thing? Please use a red pen circle. You can say menstruation occurs. I'm keeping it short form again. Menstruation occurs. Menstruation occurs. And as menstruation occurs, you should know the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland, kelenjar pituitary merembeskan FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Again, you must write full name in exam. Dalam BM, hormone perangsang follicle. Okay, now the flow starts. You see, guys, it's a bit of like Tai Chi, but you all don't like Tai Chi lah. You're like what? You're like boba tea lah, BTS, all those more. Okay, so the follicle stimulating hormone will stimulate. Okay, see it will stimulate the follicles to grow. Okay, here it will stimulate follicles to grow, and it will stimulate the follicles to secrete estrogen, and that's all. Okay. Oh, sorry, little bit more. Yeah, this one, sorry. Okay, so again, so from D1 to 4, during D1 to 4, hari pertama sampai hari keempat, haid berlaku, menstruation occur, and around this time, the pituitary gland release FSH. If you want to mention LH, also no problem. I know some of you have that question in mind, but the focus here is FSH. Now, FSH dua fungsi, stimulate follicle to grow, stimulate follicle to secrete, merembeskan estrogen. This is D1 to D4. This is D1 to D4. Okay. Now, next, I use another color, guys. Okay, so during D, how many? D5 to D14. During D5 to D14. Now, guys, you don't need to mention every single point. The main key points will do. So, focus on the second section. What catches your eye? Two things. This one increase, this one increase. So we say that estrogen stimulate the repair of endometrium. It stimulates the repair of endometrium. Okay, and okay, why have to repair? Sebab here breakdown guys. The wall breakdown, you know, the period blood that comes out is actually the endometrium. So if this one break down, we need to repair lah. So estrogen will repair endometrium. And it will also, estrogen, when it is of high level, okay? Estrogen, high levels, it will stimulate the pituitary gland to secrete a lot of FSH and LH. Okay, but again, the focus just now was FSH, now here LH. Why? Hey, here lah guys, one more thing that's very obvious in here. Can you see the LH go up very high? Okay, why go up very high? LH stimulates ovulation. Ovulation dalam BM pengovulan. Pengovulan. Alright. Now, LH total got 3 functions. Another one that is quite important. Okay, another one that is quite important. It will stimulate. LH will stimulate the development of corpus luteum. And one more, it will stimulate, I use another color. This LH will stimulate corpus luteum to secrete a lot of progesterone and estrogen. Okay, but again, I'm not too sure how sharp you guys are in this process. If you're quite sharp, you probably would tell me, sir, is it possible I put this point, the black color pen, can I put it in point 3? The answer is yes. Yes, that's why I use black pen actually. That's why I use black pen. Because, look here, formation of the corpus luteum after ovulation. Formation, penghasilan corpus luteum selepas pengovulan berlaku di kawasan ini pada jangka masa ini dari hari ke-15 sampai 28. So it's all here already guys. It's all day 15 up to day 28. Okay, so let me remove this. I will put this under the, okay, so I'll remove this. This one here. Okay. All right. So let me write from D15 all the way to D28. So LH stimulate merangsang corpus luteum. I write corpus luteum this way to secrete a lot of estrogen and progesterone. Okay, and if you remember the process, when, guys, please listen, when the level go up or go down, it depends on whether got the F word or not. I always call it the F word lah. But guys, don't think of the wrong F word. The F word is fertilization. Okay, it depends whether got fertilization or not. So, berdasarkan graf, bolehkah Anda memberitahu saya sama ada berlakunya persenyawaan ke tidak? Does fertilization occur? Answer is no. Answer is no. Sir, how you know? You see the thing? No lah, not I see the thing lah. I see the graph here. Okay, I use back the same color because I'm referring to region 3. So sini guys. So apabila kedua-dua aras ini turun, boleh nampak tak? Apabila kedua-dua aras ini turun, means when progesterone and estrogen drop, it means no fertilization. Yeah. So Okay, yeah, so we can see we can first mention this one because we sorry, mention the function progesterone. Okay, progesterone thickens the endometrium. Okay, for implantation of blastocysts. Okay, progesterone menebalkan endometrium. Okay, menebalkan endometrium untuk penempelan blastocista. But now no fertilization, since fertilization did not occur. Since fertilization did not occur, corpus luteum degenerates, merosot, and we say that progesterone and estrogen level drops. Okay, progesterone and estrogen level drop, then we say that, okay, last 2 points. So the endometrium breaks down and menstruation occurs again. Okay, menstruation occurs again. So kalau kamu tengok dari awal sampai sini there's more than 10 points, guys. There's more than 10 points. Okay, so again, if let's say no fertilization, how to know? Here, this one here. Okay, so if got fertilization, how? Very simple. Just see lah. If these two go up, you say got fertilization, blastocyst will implant, and that's all. No menstruation. All right. Okay. So guys, this is how we tackle a menstrual cycle essay question. So just to recap in 1 minute. So the first section we talk about the menstruation. Okay, FSH start to increase. Then this will stimulate estrogen. Why? Because just now breakdown, guys. So estrogen will help to thicken the endometrium. Okay, and at the same time, high levels of estrogen will stimulate pituitary gland to secrete a lot of LH. If you want to write LH and FSH also, no problem. So LH high, talk about ovulation answer, ovulation, and also development of the corpus luteum. Okay, and after that, day 15 onwards, you can say corpus luteum secrete these two hormones. Mention the function of progesterone, and these two drop because no fertilization. Finally, break down. So you can see my focus shift from here to here, here, and then here, and finally here. Okay. Finally here, we are back at the beginning. Okay. All right, guys. So this is the yeah. I hope this kind of method helps you out. I'm not here to give you a word by word answer like Tadika teaching you macam mana nak tulis lah. Ini untuk bagi idea macam mana nak menyelesaikan masalah soalan essay dalam subjek biology. Okay. Alright guys, so that's it for now. Okay guys, good luck in school to those who are going out of class. Alright, a lot of you are still doing online learning. Okay, take care guys. Cheers.